Hi Leo, welcome to your end of February 2022 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. I've been getting this Three of Cups. I wonder what celebrations are occurring now. That looks like marriage or a new house, a new home. Uh-oh, I get these, not, when I say uh-oh, I don't mean, oh wow, that's bad, but it's kind of like making me think of something. Okay. So, oh, okay. And of course, it stands to reason that you are having this dramatic full moon in your sign. As I record this, it's happening tomorrow on February 16th. And so this is happening in your first house. And this, when you have full moons in the first house, it means that there's an opposition from the sun in the opposite sign. So this means Aquarius in the house of relationships. So some of these cards certainly speak of relationships and home life. But there could be like a change or something that comes to you that makes you realize what you've been contending with. So the heart of the matter is the Three of Cups, and this may be that you're celebrating. If I look at the past position, marriage, new home, not to say that you just did it, but you are in those early the early stages of being, still enthusiastic about something along these lines. But there's something lurking. There's like a couple of cards here that don't speak to positive vibes. And it's not necessarily that this is coming from you. This could be coming from those around you. So, for instance, the higher message is the Nine of Wands. And usually I don't read the higher message in a very literal way. To me, it's more symbolic. But in this case, I really do think, especially for a sign like Leo, which is very warm and generous, that you consider like what those around you may be doing, because Leo is, as we know, a very extroverted sign. Even the shyer Leos, they're going to tend to be expressive within their own social circle and family. And the Nine of Wands is a card I'll show you. If you look at that person's face, there's kind of this wariness, and it's really kind of a warning, be careful, because Leo tends to be, when I say self-absorbed, as a Sagittarian, I am also talking about myself as a fire sign and Aries as a fire sign. We tend to be very open and like talk about things in our life with other people, and some people, and if we're happy with what's going on, we may, be excited to share that, and people go, oh, you're bragging, you're rubbing it in somebody else's face. And that's because of their projection. It isn't necessarily, of course, some people do brag and they have low self-esteem and they need to do that. But I'm talking about when you're genuinely happy about your situation, you may feel like you want to celebrate. So let's say you did buy a new home and you want to tell people about this. And yet, this is a card of having boundaries. And so some of those boundaries can be verbal. It can be like overshare. You know what that word means. And, it's so funny because of social media these days. I notice that sometimes people will put their Instagram private, and then it's like they go back and forth between putting it private and then putting it public. So I know that they must have somebody like an energy vampire in their life that, is like, oh, you went to Hawaii, huh? Oh, wow, it must be nice, and tries to guilt them or what have you. So the bottom line is you might have to have more of a filter, and also in some cases sensitivity, because sometimes people are hurting and they may feel like you have it made. I feel like you have it made. Maybe you've gotten married and had, a new house or something like a new house, and you're having a home warming party or whatever they call it, and there's somebody that might be trying to, that this may even be someone that you thought as a friend, they call them frenemies, and trying to kind of plant doubt or say like little things. And so you have to have boundaries to be able to see this and to not let it in. And that can also involve who you have in your inner circle that you're going to share these things with, because that acts as a magnet. And it's a shame, but on the other end of things, I also think that these social media platforms and that kind of thing makes it worse, because it makes it too easy for people to just broadcast things to just about anyone, and not to people that they have selected that they trust. What crosses you is the Ace of Cups. This can be something emotional that is blocked, that has a new feeling to it. So that's like if you are somebody who has just got, when I say married, I'm not just saying legally married, but moved in with someone, and you're trying to live this dream life, make sure that it's living up to what you want. The Nine of Wands to me is that you have to have these boundaries of what you're willing to tolerate, because the Ace of Cups could be that the thing that you thought, if you were building a life with somebody, that it's not turning out how you planned. So you can't have those outer things. That's one of the reasons why I'm not like in favor of marriage, because I think it's too easy to get caught up in the surface of it, and not to really pay attention to the person that you are getting involved with. And this may, like I said, this can be someone else. This could be a water sign person who feels scorned, who feels like they wanted some kind of, like a friend. I'm thinking more of like a new friend, a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And they feel that you are, or it doesn't have to, I'm sorry, I'm saying a new friend, but that your situation has created with them a sense of being left out in the cold. And the Ace of Cups in the upright position is all about new love. I think it's connected to children too. So if you are trying and you haven't been able to conceive, then that might be why that card is showing up. I can't remember. There's so many things connected to each card that it's hard sometimes to keep them all straight. Yeah, but something is blocking this. Now, remember that cups are about emotions. But the ace is also about a new situation. And while you are celebrating something, it still is there still is something that's being kept at bay. And that's why I say it can't be just about the party. It has to be real. What is coming in is the Five of Pentacles. This is a card of, you know what I was thinking? Somebody celebrating their new job, and they just bought a new house, and then they don't get the job. But you know what? I'm sure that has happened. People, like, they said, don't count your chickens before they're hatched. If something like that sounds like that is possible for you, and even if it did happen, Leo, the thing is that this is a card of financial hardship, austerity. It could be like, being out of work, but it's also a card of turning your back on the spiritual. That's one of the interpretations they give, is that you see that stained glass window that represents a church, and you have these people, they're down and out, but they're not taking advantage of the inspiration that the spiritual life provides. Pentacles are connected to the material. So when, you are too immersed in that and you're not balancing it with the spiritual, you're not going to have that higher perspective. You're going to be just caught up in what I call gross matter instead of things that are, and that's temporary. There's nothing that's wrong with these things, these houses and these material objects, but they're temporary. Even a job is temporary. It's not permanent. So nothing lasts forever. Nothing is irreplaceable. That is a material object, or in some cases even an opportunity. You can have another opportunity in another job in even the same field. So there's nothing to ever feel that you have irrevocably lost something. Even people are not truly lost to us. We might not be with them, but they're not truly lost. So it boils down to lack consciousness, and examining that and how that affects you. And yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of a interesting conundrum here. And then the outcome is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is a new job offer. And this is also financial windfall, and we have the portal, which represents the ace. So it could be like a new, if I look at it as a timing card, Leo, this could relate to a new moon in an earth sign. So when is that happening? Well, the next one would be in May. I think May, is it 1st or 2nd? And this is in Taurus. That's the first earth sign. And it is, Taurus for you is your 10th house of career. So that might work really nicely with that time period. So anyway, I think that if anything, if you have a situation where you have a disappointment that something that you thought was coming to you doesn't come, you can have something else. And if it's a person, maybe it's an earth sign instead of a water sign. I don't know. But also Ace of Pentacles in love can be a new relationship that has legs that, can last a long time. So that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care.